Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sheena Abraham and in today's episode 4 we will be learning connection with MySQL in R. The outcome of today's session will be learning to connect with MySQL in R, learning to retrieve table from MySQL using R and learn to insert, update, delete row of MySQL tables from our environment. So first of all, we will see how to write, insert, update, delete rows in MySQL. MySQL. What is the syntax of that query? So when we see this syntax of this query, in last class we have seen the syntax of select query in MySQL. And in this class we will learn the syntax of update, insert and delete command. And the update in update command, the syntax is update table name, set column name. You have to specify the value which you want to update and you have to put up a condition. Now we will execute that here. Now same table we will take select star from EMP. Those who are seeing this episode directly, select star from EMP will help you to retrieve the entire data of EMP table. The EMP is my table name. Select is a command which we'll use to retrieve the data from EMP table. Now we will see update query. When you say update, you have to specify table name, set which value you would like to update. Now for example, here I can see salary of Namita. In this salary of Namita is 3000. I want it to update to 5000. Set salary equals to 5000 where I have to put up a condition. I cannot put any other condition because this, if I put department number equals to 10, then it will update this one. If I put, I will put employee name, EMP name equals to Namita. So in case of character variables, we enclose that character variable within single quote. Here once again I'll explain you the command to update the table, update any value in the table is you have to write update query, then the table name, then set, then specify the column which you want to update and put a condition. Now your column is updated. Now we will see whether my column is updated or not. Yes, we can see that my column is updated. Now the second query which we will learn is insert query. Insert query, the syntax is insert into table name. You have to specify the entire columns in the same sequence in which the table in the table it is appearing, then values, value 1 and also the sequence of the values should be same. And one thing we have to remember that if the value is of character type or date type, then we have to enclose it within single quote. The bold letters are the clauses, like it we cannot change it. Insert into, you have to specify here your table name, column names and the values will remain as such. Now we will run the insert command. Insert into, now here my table name is EMP. Within the bracket I have to specify the columns in the same sequence. Here the sequence is EMP ID, EMP name, salary, city, DPT, NO. And the next clause is values. Here I will put the values. For example, EMP ID is 6, comma, the name of next name is Prachi. Then I have to specify the salary that I'll specify to 3800. Then city in that I have, in this table the restriction is of 2 character. So I'll say BG. Again, since it is of character type, I have to enclose within single quotes BG, comma, and department I will assign in department number 20. So I will put department 20 and then end with semicolon. So my insert command is executed. We will check whether the command is executed, whether that column is reflected or not. Now we can say Prachi is added and that command is executed. And the last command query which we are learning is a delete command. In delete command you can delete if any row is having any mistake and you want to delete the entire row, then you have to specify delete from table name. You have to specify the table name where you have to put correct condition. So in here I will specify the delete from emp where I will say empna name is equals to Deepa. I have to write Deepa and then semicolon. Then my row is deleted. So syntax of delete is delete from, specify the table name, where emp name, column name, where you have to specify a unique column value which is not repeated in any other columns. Otherwise that column will also get deleted. I will check whether the column is deleted or not. Select star from emp. So we can see that Deepa is deleted. So in this way we can execute update, insert and delete command in MySQL. Now we will see how the same command can be executed in R. Now if you want to execute MySQL, first and foremost thing is that you have to include our MySQL package. To include our MySQL package, you have to write library R MySQL. Now after that, the second step is you have to establish a MySQL connection with MySQL. You have to establish a connection of R environment with your MySQL. For that, there is a command. This is a variable name MySQL connection. It can be anything. I can change this variable name. It can be any name, and then the function is db connect, which you have to remember. The function is db connect. First function is you have to write MySQL as it is. This is a program to which we want to connect. And MySQL, when I have installed MySQL, that time I have specified the username as root and I have specified the password as admin, and the database in which my table is created, that name of the database is MySQL, and the host, since it is in the same computer, we will say host equals to localhost. So this user, password and database name can vary according to your MySQL settings. If you have to specify your username what you have specified while installing MySQL, and the password also same, and the database which you have created to create your under which you have created your table, that database name has to be mentioned here. Once I will establish a connection, I will run this function, run this statement. I have, after executing this command, now the so we have to remember that db connect is the function using which we create the database connection. Now the second is, if I want to see my all tables, whichever what all tables I have in my, you want to show that all tables, what all tables you have in your database, I will go to MySQL. We will see the tables. The command is show tables. Here it will display me the list of table which is having in my database. Same thing you can do in MySQL. To show the tables, the command is db list tables. And since your connection name, variable name you have given is MySQL, you will mention that. And I will execute this command. You can see the tables which is there in my database. You can see emp table is there in my database. Now we will write a query which we want to execute. Now since the connection is established, now we will write the query. Now we all know what is the meaning of select star from EMP. It will display entire row of EMP table. So we will execute, and this query I will store in my query 1, and then I will execute this query in the connection. To execute this query in the connection, the command is db send query. db send query. You have to write the MySQL connection variable, the variable using where the connection is established, and your query. So now I'll execute this command. After executing this command, now I want to see fetch my data. To see my data, the command is fetch. Since my entire data is stored in a result variable, I will write result, and n equals to -1 means it will display the entire file. Or if you write n equals to 2, it will display only 2 rows. So here, since I want to display the entire table, I will say n equals to -1. So here we can see that I have accessed my MySQL table in R. So this way we can access the table. Now how to execute other MySQL queries in R. Now since we know that how to execute access a select command, if your command is having any condition, you can execute any type of select command. Like for example, select star from EMP where EMP name is equals to Ritu. For example, this is my command. I don't want to see the entire table. I only want to see the row where my employee name is Ritu. I will execute the same db send query. I will send the query to my connection. The same query will get executed, and I will fetch the result. Fetch result. I can see the details of Ritu. Now if I want to update, here I have seen, we have already seen the syntax of update query. Update emp set salary of Ritu to, I will make it 3800, where emp name is equals to Ritu. Here I can see the salary is 3000, so I'll change it to 3800, and the employee name is Ritu. Now enter, and I will send this query to MySQL connection. Is my variable and my query using db send query. Once I send this query, it will update. Now to see whether it is updated or not, I have to execute select query. The execute the select query is select star from emp. I am storing it in MySQL one variable, my query one variable. Now I execute it, and then again I will send this query to MySQL connection, and then I will see my result using fetch function. So here we can see that the salary of Ritu is increased to 3800. Then now next, after update, we have also seen the syntax of insert command. Now since we don't have row number 4 in my table, I will write here row number 4. I will write the name Kamal, and the salary BP, and 20. We will put BP equals to small letter, and the employee we will put in employee ID, department number 30. So I will execute this query. We all in previously we have seen the insert command. The syntax of insert command is insert into table name, specify the column names in the same sequence, values, and you have to put the values also in the same sequence. Since Kamal and BP is in character form, so we have to enclose within single quote. I will execute this query. Now I'll send this query to MySQL connection. I have inserted. Now I have to see whether this query is working or not. So again I will execute my select query, MySQL select, and I will again send this query also to MySQL connection, and I will fetch. So we can see here fetch command, fetch function is used to fetch the result set which we have got, data frame which we have got from db send query. Once we have sent the query to the connection, it retrieves the data for a table details, and we have stored it into result. And to show that we are using a fetch function. Now here we can see that we have the column Kaval 2500 BP, and the employee department number is 30. Similarly, now we can see that delete command. Delete command also we have seen the syntax. The syntax of delete query is delete from EMP, where employee name is Prachi. I will delete the employee name is Prachi. So once I will delete the employee name is equals to Prachi, this is my delete query. I will send this query to MySQL connection. The function is db send query, and using this db send query, I will send this query to MySQL connection. We can see that this command is executed. Whether it is working or not, I will again check with, I will send the select query to MySQL1 variable, myQuery1 variable. Then again I will execute this query using db send query. In db send query, as we all know that there are two values. You have two variables. One is a connection variable and other is the query. We will execute this and then I will fetch the details. So we can see that it is already deleted. Now the command is that it is already deleted. Prachi is deleted. So this is okay. After deleting Prachi, since we have seen that here the two times the same row is repeated, I will delete this also. Kawal. The employee name is Kawal. I will delete it. Kawal. So now delete from employee. I will execute once again. Now the data is deleted. Now as we have learned all this to establish a connection with a MySQL, the first thing what you have to do is that you have to use our MySQL package using a library. When you write library function within that, you will say r mysql, and to establish the connection with MySQL, the command is db connect. And then after establishing a connection, you have to write the SQL queries, and you have to send this SQL query and the connection to db send query function. And after sending this, it will give you a data frame, and that data frame you can display using a fetch function. So in db my query, you can write in my query one variable. This is a variable name. You can write any variable name. Here you can write any query. Whatever query you will write, it will execute that query. I hope that you have understood. Now once again I will show you that here whatever changes we have made, it is also reflecting in MySQL. Whatever changes I have made from EMP file, it is also reflecting in MySQL. That Prachi file is not there, Kamal is not there, all these things are deleted. Hope you have enjoyed the session.